What is up, Internet World, and welcome back to the channel. Today I bring the top 5 best cars of 2022 that I've driven here on Accelerate. Excited! So coming in at number 5 is the BMW M240i. Now you must be wondering why it's not the M3 or the M4, and the answer is, I actually like cars you have to work. I like cars that aren't crazy expensive, and I feel like the M3 and M4 are just too much for daily driving and too much for the average person. But the M240i is for everybody. It's fun, it's zippy, you can throw it around, and it feels confident when you drive it. Now the M240i really surprised me as an overall package car. If you're looking for a manual transmission M240i, well, they don't make it anymore. If you're looking for a convertible, well, they don't make that anymore either. But the value is still there for its price point, as long as you don't load it up with options. And if you're 5'9", 5'10", it'll work for you. If you're like 6'3", it might be a little bit tight, similar to the old generation. But it's cool on the outside. Now, even though it's not available in a manual transmission, it shifts like an absolute terror. Like the shifting was like pow, pow, pow. Crazy. Sport Plus, foot to the ground, and here we go. As we go down this list, aka as the numbers get smaller and smaller, the excitement grows. And coming in at number 4 is the Camaro SS 1LE. Oh, baby. Oh baby, 6.2 liter pushrod V8 that makes 455 horsepower, and let me clean the spit out of my mouth, 455 pound-feet of torque. It's not supercharged, it's not turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated, and it sounds amazing, and it's priced so well. I mean, the price, Ian, put up the price right here. How cheap is that? And you don't have to get it in a 10-speed automatic, you get it in a 6-speed manual, and that's what we had. And man, in blue, I know people don't like blues, but I liked it, it looks sick. I wanted to buy one. That's how close I was. Now, out of the box is an awesome track car. You've got great brakes, great steering, great suspension, MagRide obviously, because it's GM. So what else do you want? Maybe some visibility. Maybe something that somebody can buy for like 30 grand and put a bunch of spoilers on it, and basically everybody thinks you're in the same class, and that's probably why I didn't buy it. I just find that it's awesome look at great value, but there's still that perception piece about getting a Camaro, unfortunately. And that's the truth. Now, if I were to complain about the Camaro SS 1LE, I would say that the interior is sort of cheap, chintzy. But again, Ian, what are we paying for this thing again? That's cheap. Now, coming in at number 3 is probably a technicality because it's not a car. It's an SUV. Coming in fast is the Porsche Macan GTS. There's not one human on the planet that's gonna get into a GTS, start it up with this hand, and then complain about it. It drives amazing. It handles like gold. That's why it's a car to me, not an SUV. It just sits a little bit higher to please the wife, but that's about it. The GTS has a 2.9 liter V6 twin turbo that makes 434 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. Now, who cares about that? Because when you drive a GTS, it feels like there's a magnet sucking you to the ground. There's so much grip, and it's so precise And that's what makes me love it so much. Launch control activated. Man, this thing flies. But here's the problem. It's expensive. It's very expensive. Now that's the case for everything in 2022, but it's expensive. Now, if I was being ultra fussy about the Macan GTS, I will say that the GTS doesn't look all that different. Yeah, it's got wheels and a little bit of a body kit. That's pretty typical German. But if you got a base Macan and compared to a GTS, the price difference is about 40,000 bucks. And what do you get from that aesthetically? All about engagement. For me, it's about engagement, driving, feeling. That's what it's about. It's not about just the speed of it. And listen, I'm on the fence every day of the week about selling that Plaid. And the only reason I don't is because of the reactions of when people get in it and I pin it and they're not expecting it. That is like cool to me. But then I'm buying something or I have something for somebody else. Coming in at number 2 is probably a shocker for a lot of you. And that is the Hyundai Elantra N. You get it in an 8-speed twin-clutch automatic gearbox. The price is amazing, but it's the sound and the chassis that I cannot put into words here. Now, obviously, you cannot compare it to a Macan GTS. It's way, way, way cheaper. So now that you're foaming at the mouth, I will tell you that you can get in a 6-speed manual and the 8-speed aforementioned. But the craziest part about it is how much money they spent on the actual chassis of this Hyundai Elantra N. I would never be caught dead in an Elantra. Oh, I love it. It's light. It's 3,185 pounds, which is light in today's world for what you get. Everything is 4,000 pounds and electric cars are 5,000 pounds. Tires are good, lots of grip. Now, if you're not a big fan of the exterior kind of boy racer looks, I will tell you when you drive it, it's gonna totally change your mind. It's got an awesome exhaust note for a 4-banger. It's got oodles of grip, even though it's not available in all-wheel drive. And I will say that it's an awesome track car. And again, what does it cost? Yeah, it's just so good. What a great little track car. But it's not little. It fits people in the back. So this is 2022 and we have not got our hands on the new Civic Type R as of yet because all they care about is subscribers. So please smash that subscribe button or even the like if you're feeling a little bit gracious. Hopefully we'll get our hands on one and we can compare it with the Elantra Type N. Coming in at number 1 is the Cadillac CT5V Blackwing. Now, before every other journalist on the planet complains that the CT5V Blackwing is a gas guzzler, they need to get their head checked. Duh! Obviously, it's a 6.2 liter supercharged V8 that makes a monstrous 668 horsepower and 659 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you don't know what that means in English, watch this. A 6-speed manual, big engine, or a 6-speed manual with a great chassis will always make it to my top 5. That's the vibe around here. Everything about the Blackwing appeals to me. The fact that it's sort of underrated, that people don't really talk about it. It's made by Cadillac, a brand that's not really known for making a good quality car in general. Ask any Cadillac owner in the past. They'll always tell you that it's cool, it's unique, but it's just not built the same way a German car is built. But finally, they've actually put effort, time, and focus on building something that's track ready, that's also ready for the street. It has proper tires, it has a beautiful look, it's got good interior features, and it has a motor that probably won't exist in the near future. Now, before the Plaid arrived, I was one of the lucky ones to drive a Blackwing on a track before the public got to touch one. And I will say that the whole time I was thinking, man, I have to cancel this Plaid because the Blackwing is so much more fun. It has soul, it has power, it has sound. It just has everything a driver would want. Great brakes, great steering, awesome seats. Fits the whole family if you want to take them somewhere. And the Plaid just has no soul. But I did it for YouTube. Now see how many views I got in this Plaid video. And compare it to what I got on the Blackwing. It's crazy, the Blackwing is sicker. And then there's the price. This thing pulls over a G on the skid pad. And compared to an M5, well, here's the price difference. That's a lot of money. Now, no car is ever perfect, and the CT5V also has its drawbacks. For me, it's the interior quality, more so the dash and the center console. Yeah, it does have some cool features about it, but I feel like the way it's put together is just obviously not as good as a BMW or Mercedes or an Audi. I find that their interiors are just far superior. The materials they use are better than the CT5V, but then the sound that this thing produces, oh, that noise is so good. Holy moly, Batman. So as 2022 comes to an end, myself, Mike, and the man behind the camera, Ian, want to give you a big hug and a kiss to thank you for watching videos you may not even be interested in. And for those that regularly comment on the bottom, we know who you are and we are watching. And for all the other car channels out there, please also give them support. YouTube is not very easy. So all the love that all of us can get, the more power we have to bring cool cars to your eyeballs. So Ian, for 2022, we made it. Okay, perfect. Sweet. That's a wrap.